Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, May 17th, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Hopefully you guys all recovered from that wild New York Pro weekend we just had. Don't forget to check us out on Wednesday for the full rundown from all of last weekend's action. But for now, I actually want to jump a few weeks ahead to talk about the Tampa Pro, because all of a sudden it feels like we're getting some steam here. Just within the last few weeks, we've heard Ian Valliere, Anton Valiant, Charles Griffin, and a handful of other people all say they're planning to compete in Tampa, which turns this show into a midsummer showdown. Last year, the Tampa Pro was huge because it was one of the real first shows back after the season shut down from COVID. And now this year feels even bigger. And as we get closer to the show, it wouldn't surprise me at all if we saw even more athletes start to throw their names into the mix. Speaking of heating up, last week, William Bonac went on the record to say that he was officially starting his Olympia prep. Now, that in and of itself isn't all that interesting because it was going to happen eventually as long as he was going to compete this year. But to me, the real story here is the fact that he only weighs 225 pounds right now. And to be honest, if I didn't see a video of him stepping on the scale, I probably wouldn't have believed it. That's right, that should tell you guys how insane his genetics really are, because there are only a handful of people on the planet who could turn into a human transformer during contest prep. But now that he's back into go mode, I'm sure it won't be long before he works himself back into mid-season shape. Have you ever had someone who's bad with money tell you that you might as well spend it now because you can't take it with you when you're dead? Well, don't listen to those people. They're idiots, and that's terrible advice. But I will say this, as far as your bodybuilding career is concerned, you do only get so many shows and so many workouts. So you might as well channel your inner Chris Bumstead and go balls to the walls while you still can. From the outside, it seems like including more heavy training has been a big part of his strategy over the last few months. And you'd assume that his body is responding well because we haven't seen any of the lingering injury stuff that he's had in the past. And since you can't take any of these workouts and take them with you after you're done, he might as well keep killing it every chance he gets, because it's not like the strategy hasn't worked for him so far. And finally, I want to close out the show today by sending a shout out to Brandon Curry, because I saw a photo of him hanging out with Pro Football Hall of Famer Marcus Allen a few days ago. If you're under 35, you're probably not old enough to have watched Marcus Allen play, but believe me when I tell you that he was one of the best to ever step on the field. Apparently, Marcus was in town to join Brandon, Sean Roden, Jason Poston, and a bunch of other celebrity guests at a big fitness expo down in Tennessee 2 weeks ago. And since Marcus Allen was one of my favorite players when I was growing up, I couldn't not say something about this when I had the chance. So shout out to you, Brandon, and an even bigger shout out to Marcus Allen. And Brandon, if you see this, I would love to get him on live with. Let's figure out a way to make it happen. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.